today I'm going to show you how to run multiple cameras on the Stream Deck utilizing a video capture card. This is something that anybody could do. And again, having two cameras is going to give you the ability to bring a better stream, right? So I could go camera one, then I could go camera two, and I could show you things like this, you know, this right here. Maybe I'm showing you products and I could show you that. That's really easy to do with my 18 mini that I have right here. But again, you know, not everybody wants to spend $295. Some of you guys are trying to do it as cheap as you can. And a little card like this is going to allow you to bring a camera into your streams, into your videos. Now, let me be clear. The 18 mini is fantastic. I love this thing. This thing is one of the best investments that I have. But I totally get it. Sometimes you want to save some money. So we're going to utilize this card right here. And obviously, we're going to utilize the Elgato Stream Deck. I got the 32 keys, but you could even do it with the 6 key, which is about 70 something, $80, less than $100. So again, you could do this pretty cheap, really pretty cheap. And I'm going to use it with Ecamm Live, but again, you could do this with OBS and other softwares out there. So a couple different rules before we get into anything out there. In order for you to bring a camera into a setup like this, it needs to be clean HDMI. That means that none of the little things is going to show. And just to give you an example right here, if I open my regular camera, you can tell right there that it's not clean HDMI. As you can see the photo, you can see the portrait, you can see a lot of information. But if I go to Filmic Pro, which is something that I got a long time ago, you can see right there that it's nothing, right? You don't see none of the stuff because this app is clean HDMI. I just wanted to show you this because it's kind of like the same concept for some of you guys here in the camera. You need to have a camera that is clean HDMI. Obviously, it has HDMI port to connect to this. All right, so let's set it up right here. Like I said, you're gonna have this. In fact, like I mentioned, I got a couple of them right here. This is another one that I have. So here is the card. So let's do this together. So we have the card right here, right? That's gonna allow you to bring the camera into the setup, right? Then you're gonna have your HDMI. You're gonna connect it right there. And again, you could plug in straight up into your computer. If you have an extension cable like this just give you a little bit more rich. You could utilize this, of course, right? I'm gonna use this. So I kind of like use it like this, right? And by the way, this right here is going to be your regular USB. This is a 3.0, but understand that some of the new computers have something like this, right? Which is a USB-C, right? And not everything has converted to this USB-C, so you're going to have a conversion kit. This is USB-A to USB-C. Again, if you have a computer that have a USB-A, just plug in this into the computer. But if you don't, you're going to need something like this. And then you're going to plug this into the computer. All right, so it's already connected to the computer. So let's bring the camera into this picture right here. This is going to be the camera on my cell phone, and you can see how that comes right there, right? So very, very simple. You can set up a camera. Obviously, you can set up this camera wherever you want, in front of you on a tripod or whatever, right? So again, that is very simple. So how do I switch through the cameras? Let's go ahead and talk about the Stream Deck right now. And here is the Stream Deck, and I do have different kind of profiles and all that. So essentially, I got a button right here that is set up for this camera, right? So the way that I do it is actually quite simple. I go to my camera, or I open my camera, I get it nice and ready, and then I press the button, and as you can see, it goes to the camera, right? Really, really simple. So again, I press this button back here, and I go back to me. I press again, and it goes to the camera, right? And I could have as many cameras as I want. I could have a second camera if I really want to, and then I go from camera 1 to camera 2 with no issues at all, right? So again, that's just something for you to be aware. In order to set this up, we're gonna go into the Ecamm software, and I love this as well because look what I could do with essentially the Stream Deck here. I press the button again, and now I'm here. You guys see how flexible this Stream Deck is really fantastic, like legitimate. You could be recording here, showing you this, and then you could kind of come here and show this right here, or you could come back here and show this, come back over here, show this. I mean, this thing is fantastic. And you do that by creating different scenes, right? So again, here you are on the software right now, and essentially I use Ecamm. And again, as you can see, OBS, which is a free software, a lot of people use OBS. You can look into that. They also have a Streamlabs desktop. That's another one that is pretty popular as well. But again, I use Ecamm. So essentially what I do is that I click here and I run a scene, right? And once I click there, I go and look for the scene that I already created on Ecamm. And there's many videos showing you how to create different scenes. But that scene is going to contain either me sharing the screen with a bubble like you see me right here, or maybe it's going to contain the camera itself, right? So once I find that, I go here to run scene, and I come up here and I pick the one that I'm running, right? So like, for example, the iPhone right here, and then I exit that out. It's that simple, guys. Really that simple. I'm going to come back here. Really, really that simple. So let's go ahead. I got the phone right here, right? And we're going to look for the scene that we just setup. By the way, you could customize these buttons as well. Really simple. You could customize them as you build your setup right here. For example, if I click here, you can see I could come up here and I could upload the different pictures and things like that. So again, as you set up your, your profiles and all that, you could do things like that. So for example, if I come up here, again, you can see some of the profiles that I have. Here's my streaming setup. And if I double click here, here's some of the pictures that I have. You notice that I put thumbnails and all that. But let's go ahead back here and let's go ahead and actually see what we did here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and switch cameras right here, and it should be this button right here. So once I press this button, let's see what happens. And there you have it, right? So very simple. I could click here and come back to this camera right here, or I could click here and show this camera right here. And again, you could run multiple different scenes with multiple different cameras by utilize something like this. So whatever camera you attach to this and then you attach to your computer, obviously there's going to be a limit on how many, ports your computer has, but as many as you can attach to your computer, depending on that limitation that you may have in ports in your computer. Maybe you have to get a docking station or something like that. Then you could create all the scenes on the Stream Deck by using OBS or by using Ecamm or something like that. And then by simply pressing buttons, you could switch through those scenes, which will be different cameras. So again, really cool way to do it. I tell you, this Stream Deck 32 keys. Again, you could get the one that is 6 and save some money. This is one of my favorite pieces of equipment that I have in my entire setup. So hopefully that helped you out. We'll see you in the next one.